Good morning folks and welcome back to the channel and back in the PMDG 737-800. Having a flight today from Orlando, Florida up to Raleigh, Durham, North Carolina. Got a flight time today of about 1 hour 15. It should be cruising at an altitude of about 35,000 feet according to the flight plan that SimBrief has given me. As you can see, it's early morning flight here. Some lovely conditions down here in Florida. And we are, of course, in the American Airlines classic livery. Much prefer this livery than the newer version, but there you go. I like the reflectiveness of it. Anyway, let's jump in the cockpit and get things going. So I've already got a few things powered up just so I can see, because it is still fairly dark. But let's carry on with the let's start with the checklist, shall we? So just have a look around the cockpit, make sure brakes are on, which they are. Battery is of course on because we've got ground power connected, so that's fine. Emergency lights can be armed. Close the guard. Ground power is already connected, as we said. Exterior lights, we've got logo on because it's still early morning, and positioning lights are set to steady, which is fine. Let's come back now and set the IRS to nav and get them. That can start aligning shortly. Want to put in our bits of information. Passenger signs set to auto. Electrical hydraulic pumps can come on. Your damper can come on as well. Window heat, that can all come on. Let's come down the left hand side. Left aft fuel pump can come on. That's what's going to supply the fuel to the APU, and we can go ahead and get the APU running. That'll start up shortly. So if we come down to our flight plan, or our FMC I should say, let's go ahead and put in the ICAO for Orlando, so Kilo Mike Charlie Oscar. And I am at gate, does it tell me? 94? Cool, so it does know it's picking that up. There you go, IRS has aligned. Now I have it set to instant. You can have it set to obviously the full amount of time if you wish. I do not wish. So let's come back upstairs. APU's starting to settle down, which is fine. So just give that a second and then we can get the APU bleed set to on as well. And we'll hand power over to the APU rather than going off ground power. So let's go ahead and do that. There's the handover. APU bleed can come on. And if we come downstairs, we can go ahead and disconnect ground power. Back upstairs, set the packs to auto. And isolation valve is set to open. Let's go ahead and set the altimeter today. So, let me just bring up my charts. So that's fine. Let's just there we go. Perfect, that's fine. Let's go ahead and pin that. Let's carry on. So transponder can come on set to 2000. No, I'm not in VATSIM today or anything like that, but it's a good habit to get into. So set. Fueling is complete. Boarding is complete. Baggage should be on board, so we can go ahead. Yeah, we've got the baggage on board. So we can go ahead and clear them. They've done their job. Now, some of you might be asking, why am I not using GSX at the time of recording? I don't believe GSX is complete enough really at the minute. I seem to be hearing about a lot of bugs, so I've not bitten the bullet yet. So flight directors can come on. Let's go ahead and set our FMC now. So our route is Kilo Mike Oscar Charlie Oscar up to Kilo Romeo Delta Uniform. So Kilo Romeo Delta Uniform. And go in there to the company route and go ahead and request that flight plan. Okay, 485 nautical miles from Orlando up to Raleigh. So that's which is fine. Let's go ahead and load. Okay, let's go ahead and activate that. So we're going off runway 17 right this morning, and our flight number is AAL American Airlines 221. Go ahead and activate that. Perfect. Okay, let's go ahead and request our performance information here. Any second now. Here we go. Let's go ahead and load that in. Perfect. That's good as 37,000 feet. That's not what my sim brief is telling me. I think the sim brief gave me 35. Let me just check that. Yeah, 35. There we go. That's fine. Let's do that. Happy with. So take flaps 5 for departure. Our CG is this trim of 6.07. Let's go ahead and look at our departure this morning. So let's have a look at my charts. So 17 departure, and we want the phase 2 via VAP. That's correct. And then our arrival is due onto ILS 0. Which one has it given me? 05 left. And it is DIMS 1 via Peto. Coming in then onto Otos. Perfect. Let's look at the legs. Just make sure we're not got anything too crazy on there. Just expand that a little bit as we step. Yeah, that's looking fine for me. I think that I have on the first page vectors after departure to boof you up. As soon as I'm not on VATSIM, I won't be getting vectors on that departure, so just go ahead and shove that in. So that's fine, yeah, okay. Whatever. Let's come back to the main menu. FMC init graph, error limit set, takeoff set, and then we can go ahead and put in our V speeds and QRH set on. Next page, throttle cutback set. But up to 35,000. So any restrictions, it should be managed by the aircraft. Nice. Just what we want. Okay. That can be switched back to normal mode. Mode, I should say. And we're just about ready for departure now. Looking good. Okay. So let's go ahead and request pushback. Or let's pre-plan our pushback at least. And we'll go ahead and get rid of the jetway in a moment. So yeah, I'm going to come back. Oh. Something like that. Go ahead and enter. Let's come down a little below and we can remove the jetway. Come up top. Anti-coals can come on. And we are ready for pushback, so let's go ahead and request that pushback now.
Cockpit to ground.
This is ground. Stand by. Okay, sir. The bypass pin is installed. All doors and hatches closed and all ground equipment is removed.
The parking brakes are set. You may lift.
Parking brake set. Lifting the aircraft.
We are cleared for start and push.
Okay, cleared for push start. Please release parking brake.
Parking brakes are released.
Commencing pushback. You can start the engines in sequence.
It will start in the sequence.
Okay, so fuel pumps can come on. Packs set to off. And ignition set to both, and we can start to run the ignition sequence. So just waiting for this now to come up to 2.5. As you can see, there's a little flicker. Lovely. And we can inject the fuel and watch it run away. There we go. So 2 coming online. Lovely, lovely morning. Come up there, should be stabilising. There we go. Let's go for the second. Same thing again, just gotta wait for that to 2.5. There we go. Fuel going in. That should start up properly. Nice, I should say. Oof. Taxiway seems a bit on the cock.
Okay, pushback completed. Please set your parking brake.
Parking brake set.
Parking brake set. Lowering aircraft.
Okay, so the engine is stabilizing, coming up top.
Ground. Startup is complete. You may disconnect.
Thank you.
Roger. Good engine start. Clear to disconnect. See you at the side. Have a good flight.
Holding position waiting for the visual. Thank you and goodbye.
So gen's been switched over now. We can go ahead and turn that APU off. PAX can be set to auto. Ventilation valve can be set to auto as well. Recirculation fans are set to auto already. Engine probe set to on. Probe heat. And up top is looking pretty good. So come across here, I'm going to go ahead and set my airspeed to 250 knots, which is the only restriction I have, as we are below 10,000 on the departure. It doesn't look like there's any restrictions in place in terms of speed. I have a few altitude restrictions in terms of what we have to be above at certain points, but there's nothing there too important. Go ahead now and arm the LNAV, VNAV, and auto throttle. That's good. Set the flaps to 5. So there should be flaps coming down. Trim was just over 6.07, I think it was. Let's go ahead and get that trim set. Go. And I think we are good to go. So let's go ahead and get the taxi light switched on, and let's get it going. Very much on the wobble, this pan, gotta say. Here, not the end of the world. Lovely sunrise here in Florida. So I've only just started really getting into flying in the States. Enjoying it so far. I've done 1 or 2 trips in the 737. I don't think I've done any in the Airbus so far. But yeah, got a few good sceneries for it. There's plenty of freeware stuff out there that's again quite good standard. The Orlando scenery region today is the Asobo scenery. Nothing special, nothing too crazy about it, but you know it's fairly decent on performance. It's not a bad representation of the airport. The Raleigh Durham scenery that I'm flying into is a payware scenery. I can't remember who is the developer of it. It escapes my mind at the moment, but again, quite nice scenery. So now I just taxi all the way up here to the end, and we are at 17 right for departure. So, before takeoff checklist, so fuel flow reset, can do that. Brakes set to RTO, transponder set to TARA. TCAS can come on, although there's no other traffic, unfortunately. That's what it is. Let's go ahead and switch over to the landing lights. Strobes can come on. And we will be ready with the clock once we take the runway. And we are good to go. Go ahead and set the terrain radar on initially. Whilst we're departing, shouldn't need it once we're up and cruising. Obviously because we're high up in the sky. So, goes without saying, guys, you probably didn't already know this, but I'm not a real 737 pilot. Shock. But take from me what you will. So clock runs just as we're entering the runway. There we go, ready with a click spot. And I think we are good to go. Let's roll.
V1.
We're rotating there. Positive rate. Yeah, coming up. This, and from there, go autopilot can come on. Nice. So, after takeoff checklist, gear lever can be set to off. Water brakes can come off as well. Lights are as required, so we shall keep the landing lights and turn off lights off until we reach 10,000, then they'll be switched. Altimeter will also be changed to standard once we pass 10,000 feet. Flaps are coming up slowly. Nice. That's that fuel, so that's the center tanks empty. those pumps can be closed. And just like that, folks, we are on our way. Hi there, folks, welcome back to the flight deck, and we are now well on our descent down into Raleigh, Durham. So just on the back end of the star now before we hit the approach. As you can see from the map there, not far to go. So just coming down now through 10,000 feet. Our altimeter has already been switched over. Landing lights are all on. Seatbelt sign is on. And the other exterior lighting is correct. Brakes have been set to 3. Auto brakes, that is, set to 3 for landing. We will be taking full flap. The ILS information is correct, 109.1 with a heading of 054 for the approach. Speed can now come down. See, a pretty cloudy day here in North Carolina. It looks good either way. It's always nice punching through the cloud, I find. So descending down now to 5,000 feet, which is, we need to be at ideally by 15 DME. It should be fine. So our course, if we have a missed approach, is 356. We should be okay, he says. Clouds are looking fantastic, so it should be nice punching through them. To been quite a nice trip. Very smooth sailing, not much turbulence. Fairly cloudy most of the way. But it's not too bad. So we are picking up Raleigh down there at 27.7 miles to run. It should be fine, and we should be down at 5,000 feet with plenty of time. Yep, that's correct. So we should be at 6,000 feet by then. That is a restriction. And after that we can descend down to 5,000. After Otis, so this should stop us at 6. He says. Yeah, looks like it's stopping us at 6, which is fine. Just surfing above that cloud. Nice. Continue our descent down to 5,000 feet, which is perfect. Seems like that's what we need to be at by Chowder. I don't know if Chowder is the correct word or phraseology of the next fix, but it looks like it would be Chowder, or pronounced Chowder. So we picked up the DME there. You can see the bug is coming across. Which is fine. So so I'm going to go ahead and Bravo that. That's back and carry on down to 4,000 feet now. This is the next altitude we need to hit after this one, which is right. So let's go ahead and turn the approach on now. It should capture the localizer at least, and it looks like we might have captured the glide slope slightly as well. And let's go ahead and start to reduce the speed a bit more. Let's put some spoiler out to help with that. Nice. So the speed is coming down slowly, which is nice. So we've got a approach speed of 144 over the threshold there. See, the cloud does seem pretty low today. Nice. Just punching through that cloud.
1,000.
There we go, runway in sight. God, bloody hell. What happened there? What's that? Automatic weather update. And the live weather kicking in straight away.
400.
Jesus, this is bad. Well, we're just going to hope for the best here, because I'm not going round.
300.
There you go. See the runway.
200. 100.
Sync rate.
50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
Come on, get down. Terrible weather. That's what I snuck up on, is that? The meta that I've got seems to be wrong. Yep. Another one, we made it. So flaps coming up. Auto brake can come off now. We'll continue the cleanup from the landing. So let's come overhead. Text lights can come off, landing lights can come off, strobes can go to steady, and let's go ahead and get the APU started. Transponder can go to TA. Here in the UK we'd call this honking weather. Absolutely honking. There's the terminal just coming up there on the left. So not too bad there. We did have a flight time of 1 hour 15, so I think we landed probably about 1 hour 13, 14. So good timing there. Absolutely appalling weather. Blimey. But all part of the fun. Be honest, considering this is supposed to be payware scenery, that is not great. Very disappointing, that, actually. So, Marshall, let's go ahead and turn the taxi lights off there. Oh, there he is. That has only got one button. And brakes on. CPU is up and running, so APB is on. And let's go ahead and switch over. And then we can go down and shut down there, and let's go ahead and request the jetway. If I did I request the jetway? Chocks on it in, that's right. There we go. Yeah, that is very, very poor, that, considering this is supposed to be payware scenery. Very poor. Let's go ahead and request. I can't request the baggage and stuff yet. But anyway, folks, there we have it. Orlando, Florida to Raleigh, Durham, North Carolina. I hope you enjoyed this trip with me, and I hope you'll join me again another time. Until then, go ahead and give us a like and subscribe. That really helps out. And until next time, I'll see you later.